Record.
Do you just love your new Stream Deck so much?
I really do. I also have absolutely no idea what our audio levels are like these days.
Nope. Well, and that's part of why I say maybe record this. You can check them.
Yeah, I want to play with it some soon.
Okay, will you check the settings? No, it won't tell us here. Okay. Am I definitely IB? Or am I OB?
Didn't you check that recently?
Yeah, but I don't remember what we said.
I think we decided that...
I'm pretty sure I'm IB. But I don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
What's
maybe.
your gut say?
I don't know. Are you going to be able to split?
I mean, I guess I'm splitting now, yeah.
You don't have to. I can do it.
I mean, if we're using this, then I'm splitting now.
Is that okay?
We'll try it, see what happens.
Move the cursor out of the way.
So start game, and then I think if you pause, maybe it'll show us. It's a lot of eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
You're IB. I'm OB.
There you go. Do you want to Cowboy Bebop?
Ready?
So it starts on 1. The ba-da-da-da, that's when it starts. So don't move on jam.
3, 2, 1, let's jam. Move.
Yes.
Why?
Cause I like the downbeat better.
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
No, it
No, you don't.
splits?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Do you want to start over?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm right here. Huh. We're so new and fancy. Anyway, this is Ibn Ob.
Yeah, it's a puzzle platformer in a similar vein to what we did at Midwest Speed Fest, Unravel 2, which is also a puzzle platformer. This one is ridiculously simple in its design, in that literally the only things you can do are jump and move left and right. That's it. So there's really not a lot to this game. The puzzles are just... the puzzles are complicated, and the ones that aren't complicated are just really, really hard to execute. It requires a lot of really precision inputs.
The great thing about
Ready
this
on
game,
split.
though, is that there is... we're doing local, no highways, no glitches. There is also online. There are, as co-op players, we have found that there are a lot of games that are only online and a lot of games that don't have online.
And we run exclusively local co-op because we're married and therefore live together.
But this game has both. So even, it doesn't matter how you want to co-op, you can co-op this game, which is, I think, super cool. And then there are more glitchy runs if you prefer a super glitchy, as fast as possible run. And then there's this one if you're like us and you want to do what feels like playing the game really fast.
So yeah, this run is, I think, maybe literally glitchless.
Yeah,
we don't perform any glitches. The big glitch is highways, which we do not do.
Well, so there's glitchless and there's highwayless. Online has glitches in that you can do some desyncing, and so you can jump and get more height that you can't actually get via online lag.
Mm-hmm.
There are also highways, and highways do exist locally.
We just don't do them.
We just don't do them. We're in the highwayless category. Highways are where one of you will get way ahead of the other, and then die, but because you're basically past different loading points, the game doesn't know where to load, and so it won't load a giant section of the game, and you just fall for like 3 minutes and skip big portions of the game that way.
There's $5. So about the only unusual thing you'll see us doing while we run the game is what we call leapfrogging, where...
No, this is not a great place to talk about leapfrogging.
That's fair. We'll demonstrate it again in a minute.
Yeah.
This is one of those puzzles we were talking about where it's not complicated. The solution to this is not complex. That's all it is. It's not
jump
hard to
off his
figure out.
head. That's all.
It's just very, very, very difficult to execute. And that's actually not the intended solution for that particular puzzle. It's just, it's possible and it's faster.
I don't even know what the intended solution for that puzzle is, though.
I don't remember what it is. At one point we learned it as a backup, but I've forgotten it. Yep. Now, there are plenty of puzzles throughout the run that have intended solutions that are just as complicated as that, if not more so.
Oh, that's a yike. Sorry.
So that one is, again, not... And that's not one of the more difficult ones that's in the game, but it's...
Pretty tight timing.
Yeah, really tight timing. It's not complicated. There's nothing weird about it. It's just hard to do.
So let's introduce you to these characters. We are playing as little babies. They're Ib and Ob, and their names are written in lowercase, which apparently is based on a poem or a short story about someone who they have to go on like a journey of self-realization to become real people, and then they get their capital letters. So the idea being that we're helping Ib and Ob become who they really are.
Yep. They're earning their stripes or wings or capital letters. You know, tale as old as time.
And we're seeing little babies,
What?
little baby us's. Yeah, it's fine. And they are called Finns. One of the members of the community has like done a deep dive into all the information like in the code. And the babies are called Finns. And all of these bigger Ibob characters that you see around are called level men. And the bad guys are called bouncers or crawlers, depending on what kind of movement they're doing.
I just call them urchins because they look like little sea urchins.
But in the code, they're called bouncers and crawlers. And later we see some crows, which are truly terrible.
Crows are the worst.
In case you haven't figured it out, you can kill them by getting on the other side, hitting their opposite version of themselves. And then they drop gems. There is on the leaderboard 100% run. So if you want to try and get all of those gems, Godspeed.
I think no one has ever done
I don't think there's a run on it. Also, probably should have mentioned by now that the big gameplay mechanic here is not just that it's only left, right, and jump. It's also that there are two sides to the gravity, right? That's kind of the main conceit here.
Yeah, so you spend a lot of time moving between...
Up and down.
Yeah.
Top and bottom.
And that gets real weird later.
There are also a lot of these, so you can go between those two in all the white places, but any doorway that is colored, only that color character can get through it.
Right.
There are also these yellow bits of floor here. They translate momentum from one side of the horizon to the other. And it is a perfect transfer of momentum, so it's not like you lose anything as it goes back and forth. However, you cannot jump while you're on them, which I personally find infuriating.
And momentum and...
height.
Momentum plays a really big part in this.
We're doing a thing right now called leapfrogging. Basically, if one of you is on top of the other and you're both moving forward, it will shoot you up ahead of the other. And it seems kind of counterintuitive that I would slow down to let him get on top of me. But the way that Mary, the person who I said has done kind of some deep dive, puts it is you lose 10% of your momentum, 10% of your distance to gain 100% of your distance, right? So if you do it right, it's worth it. I think it saves like a tenth of a second each one, but over the course of a run, it adds up. I mean, it still doesn't add up to a ton, but it does add up.
And doesn't cost you anything. There's no real risk in doing it. So, might as well.
Ha! I was on top of your head and it moved me forward and then I couldn't jump. Ah!
Okay, so maybe there's not no risk.
Well, that wasn't trying to leapfrog on purpose. That was just landing badly. So you can see there's a lot of puzzle stuff that we're kind of skipping because the great thing... I'm supposed to go up. The great thing about a speed run is that you don't have to worry about actually killing all the things.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great example of using height to get extra height. Because you gain extra height when you jump.
Yeah, so I'm just jumping from progressively higher platforms down onto this little springboard.
So you can get to another
An even
higher platform.
Yep.
It's kind of one of the bigger ideas in the game.
Again, the game design here it's incredibly simplistic. There's not a lot of complicated stuff that goes into this. It's just all really kind of brilliant and hard. It's really hard.
But it's also, as a person who's not a big gamer, if you are looking for games that you can co-op with someone who is not a big gamer, right? I enjoy that it's not high pressure. So as a casual game with someone who is maybe more on my side of the spectrum, there's no stakes, right? Like if you fail at a puzzle, you just do it again. So it's hard, but it's not impossible. It doesn't feel punishing in any way.
And even the puzzles that aren't difficult but are instead complex, you just get on YouTube.
That is always an option.
In our casual play of this, there were
a
more than a few.
Oh, I wouldn't say
puzzles
that, but there were at least a couple, yeah, that we checked.
This is one of those that is not difficult to execute.
It's just a lot of steps all in a row.
This is just a really complicated puzzle. We did that really quickly, but
man, it took us a long time to get there.
If you don't know the solution to that puzzle, it's very hard.
Even as we learned the run, I think that's one of the ones that took us the longest to feel confident that we knew exactly what we were doing.
And you see so many of these, what did you call them? I call them urchins.
Bouncers and crawlers.
There you go. You see so many of these bouncers and crawlers that were killing or exploding or whatever you do with them, that drop these gems that we don't bother picking up. Dang it. That we don't bother picking up. You see how it would be really, really difficult to do a 100% run of this game.
Oh, yeah. It would be a totally different route. I wouldn't even know how to do it.
And it would take a lot longer. But
I haven't split in so long. It used to be my job months ago. Okay, now we're going to we start getting some more complicated
1, 2, jump.
Game mechanics. So they added those yellow floors, and now they're going to add some other things too. This level adds these little bubbly things.
Would you wait for me to jump?
Dude, would you jump faster? Goose. So these bubbles just send you up, but they only last so long.
And again, momentum plays a big part in that. You can't jump into the bubble from too great a height or else you'll just fall through the bottom of it. So you have to hit every bubble very, very specifically in order to get enough momentum leaving the bubble.
But not so much momentum that you just break the bubble.
Right. And that gets pretty complicated later.
We'll see lots of bubbles. There are more bubbles.
Yeah,
coming.
there are plenty of bubbles. All right, here's one of the puzzles that is not complicated in any way, but
Second Mickey Mouse
exceedingly difficult to pull off.
Oh,
We'll see
I
how
just
it
barely
goes.
Made it.
Hey, first try.
Hey!
That does not always work that way.
Nope.
Jump.
Yep. There we go. I'm gonna go over so that I can get these guys, just so it's a little safer for you.
Oh, darn.
Over. Okay, I'm waiting for you here.
Yeah, I fell.
No, you're fine. I'm just letting you know where I am. I'm gonna get on your head and jump up. There aren't very many places where this game takes advantage of the height difference between the two characters.
And by that we mean there's literally one place.
Except that one, it is easier for me to get in that bubble by jumping off of him. If I try and get in there, sometimes it just doesn't work. Okay.
1, 2, jump.
Hard bubbles.
Hey, first try again.
GG us.
If one player falls through a bubble,
You just gotta do it again.
you have to do the whole thing again because the camera doesn't follow both of you.
Uh-huh. So that one we've always done both. There's another one much like that where we have played around with. There's an alternate route where I wouldn't have to do the bubbles. It takes longer to get there though, so we've decided it's not really worth it. And then there is another place where we have decided it is worth it.
Yeah, we'll see.
So there is somewhere where I do not do the bubbles. But we'll get there when we get there.
So you see, we're still leapfrogging quite a bit
When we get the chance.
when we get the chance. Every now and then it's a little bit dangerous to leapfrog.
Just lots of momentum transfer here. Around. Like
Yeah, the
that.
game has a really good mixture of puzzles that are, again, complex and difficult to figure out, mentally, and then challenging because they're just really technically difficult, and that's one of the more complex ones.
Yep, thank you. And then there are some places, so a lot like Unravel, again, as a more casual player, or as someone who wants to play with a casual player. Unravel 2 is so great because you can play merged. So if someone doesn't want to play the whole game, they don't have to. There are a lot of places in this game that we are still doing the same thing, where I'm going to ride on his head because
1, 2, jump.
because that makes it easier to get through a cycle instead of having to, you're trying to leapfrog and you want to save time, but also that means that you can't both make it through. There we go. For some reason, we're activating these machines, which then self-destruct. Not really sure why they exist.
I mean, why are we activating them? Because they're in our way.
Well, yeah, but why did someone make machines whose only purpose is to self-destruct? That's my question.
So now we get bouncers that become
Move.
their homing bouncers.
Ah.
They try and hunt you down. And that just, one more little level of difficulty that they add. The game does a really good job. Whoops. The game does a really good job at scaling difficulty as you go.
Yeah, it starts so simple, and it's never like, oh wow, this level got really hard, but it does get more difficult as you go. Okay, you're gonna get on my head. Oh, I gotta wait for him, so you're safe.
Thank you.
This one took me so long. I was like, how am I supposed to get out of here? Why is there a bubble there? Oh.
Yeah, that might be one that we had to look up.
Which seems very silly. It's not like it's complicated, but sometimes my brain, she is not smart.
Your brain's always smart.
Sometimes she is not smart. Gosh, thinking about that 100% run, I don't even know how you would go kill that guy.
No idea.
Right? I guess come here and go across on the bubbles.
And there's also secret bonus levels that you can enter into. We'll actually see one here
Right here.
shortly.
This little guy right there, if we both stand on him.
And like, would that be part of a 100% run? Would you have to get all the secret levels? I
Oh.
honestly don't know.
I don't know.
So there's a lot that goes into this that we just completely ignore in the interest of just getting through the game.
Mm-hmm. Which, to be fair, I think is
Ah.
a lot of speedruns.
Oh yeah, sure.
$10? Is that right?
Something like that. Which is honestly pretty good so
Yeah.
far. So now I just kind of have to play keep away from this guy.
Because these are just too big for us to get over. So
Yep.
some of them we have to kill. No, other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Get him.
And the sound effects, as always, help.
Oh yeah, everyone knows sound effects help. Right?
Obviously.
That's not just us, right?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Usually I kill that guy.
I normally go kill him.
No, above.
Yeah. This screen always gets so laggy.
Yeah, there's too many elements on this screen, and it starts freaking out a little bit.
I just opt out of this little puzzle. I don't want to do it.
Which works for me, because honestly, it's easier to do it.
So
as
right
one
here,
person.
if I went on the other side, then I wouldn't have to do these bubbles, and I could just fall over the edge over
But
here.
it takes longer.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, jump.
Well, and it makes it harder for you because the camera doesn't follow you as well.
Oh,
Did you make it?
I made it.
Nice!
So you see how those bubbles can be really difficult, though, because...
If I get there before him, he doesn't have as long inside the bubble.
Mm-hmm. I was a little bit slower. That bubble popped before I really wanted it to, and I barely had enough height to get up.
Okay, now we start getting into some of the weirder levels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna jump as late as possible.
Mhm.
Pew. I don't know what's down there, but if you fall, you die.
Here's another secret level. We don't want to stay on it for very long.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like you just immediately die. There are bad guys down there. Oh, I missed it. Darn it. I was trying to be swag.
That's okay. It's better than dying.
Okay. Now, I think this is the first time we kind of see gravity change in these blocks. I think up till now it's just been a horizon.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're getting like blocks of backwards gravity.
So you really kind of have to reorient yourself on the fly as you go through this game, which is honestly easier than it looks.
Yeah, I think when we first started playing, your brain was like, no, up is up. What is happening? But you get used to it pretty quickly. Ha! I made it.
GGU.
That one's tricky. Well, it's really hard for both of us to make it in the same one.
Oh,
Hey, nice. Oh, not nice.
I never have this much trouble with this one.
This one's kind of weird. You have to get around that block in a
Yep.
really weird way. This is actually a really short little chapter.
Mm-hmm.
There are 15 chapters. And they're kind of, if you look at the loading screen, they're sort of combined into groups of 3. So a lot of people will call it 5, like 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, all the way up to 5, 3.
We do not.
We just call them 1 through 15.
We have fun names.
I don't
for
even
them.
know what number this is, actually. I just know that we call it no clever name. Oh, no, this is Light World doesn't matter, because now we're in Dark World. And as any good ALTTP runner knows, Light World doesn't matter.
Except for the times that it does.
Except for the times that it does. So now we're in the dark. We're going to stay together as much as possible because your light is much bigger when you're in the same place.
Much bigger. But there are plenty of times when staying together is not an option.
Yeah, like I can't get out here right now, so he's going to have to come back around and let me escape. There we go.
Killing that crawler there is mandatory.
That's just spite. That's just spite.
But also the run isn't valid if you
Okay,
don't
I
get
gotta
it.
go left. Then I have enough height to get you up.
Kappa.
And then you have enough height to get me out. There we go. Don't die. Nice. Okay. This is where I need to be on your head. Over. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Made it!
Whew!
That one's also always a very, very, very close call.
Nope. Right here. And again, you're gonna get the momentum to me, back to you, get you out. Thank you. Oh,
Go.
No, now go.
You apparently need to jump from higher up.
No, you hit the ceiling.
Did I?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, little fins. Okay. For
So
you.
yeah, lots of momentum transfer practice in this level.
In the dark.
In the dark.
I don't know
Of
how
course.
he does that landing in the dark.
I'm awesome.
Be careful making landings in the dark.
You did that.
Of course I did. You can't believe I did that? I would have been disappointed if I hadn't.
Ah.
This is one where we don't necessarily need to be on separate sides, but it just makes it a little bit safer.
And now we're home free, and the lights are coming back on.
The lights are back!
Split.
And we still golden. Even splitting a little bit late. That's nice. Okay, we call this level Christopher Nolan.
Because this is when gravity really
Gravity's
starts to get
gonna
trippy.
start to break my brain a little
So
bit.
this is kind
This
of,
one we had to Google. Oh no, it's fine. We had to look up
What you
the.
doing?
I messed up, dude. I said, oh no. I hit the floor there, so it couldn't be through. This one we had to look up the solution.
Yes.
It's
Yeah, this whole level
it's only
is,
like 3 jumps. I don't know why it was so hard, but
this
it sure
whole level
was
is
hard.
very Inception-y.
Yeah, so nothing weird yet, right? Like all of that gravity was
Well,
expected.
all the normal weird stuff at
Right.
least, you know. Gravity reverses when you go
Through the
on the other
horizon
plane
line.
of the horizon.
Sure. This is all normal and totally no big deal.
Not for long.
We're gonna jump on this guy, go through this hole, and woo!
Come out the ceiling.
It wraps around now. So now we get to make use of that as a whole new gameplay mechanic.
And it's heckin' fun.
Oh.
Oops. I have to wait on this guy because I'm 95% sure I cannot clear that.
Ah! Ah!
Sorry about that.
And then send you on your way. Have fun.
I bonked my head on the ceiling.
Am I ob? Is that what we just decided?
I don't know.
Anyway, I'm gonna take a nap. My little green baby's gonna take
Yeah,
a nap.
if you hold still for long enough, presumably while your partner's off doing something,
Oh, I didn't get to
you
take
fall
a nap.
asleep.
Oh, that's so sad. I was ready. They pull their legs in and close their eyes. It's very cute.
yeah, let's see if mine does it. Little pink guy over here.
No?
Nope.
No naps today. Friends, are you feeling well?
They got their rest last night.
They must have.
Or drank some Red Bulls. Okay, this might be my least favorite puzzle of the entire game.
This
It's not
part's fine.
complicated.
And now
It's just really hard to
getting
do.
through that angle is so
There's an
ridiculous.
incredibly small margin for error here.
like, yeah. You could read a donation right now. Please.
Pulse.
Kill the frame, save the animals.
Yo! Made it.
GG.
What was that, 4th try?
First time donator, long time listener. 8th time believer. Dude, I missed it, okay?
I got that jump first try, though, which is not a given.
Okay, the timing down here is not my favorite. Mm-hmm. Oh, dang. Okay.
Just land on that.
I can't. I don't know how you make it that far over. I have never once been able to land there.
Okay.
I don't know, dude.
Oops.
Okay. This one's silly. Uh-oh.
Oh no. Move. I got it. It's fine.
My head hit the ceiling. That was close too. I'm gonna come save him.
My hero. And
Bye.
more momentum transfer.
And we're out. Cool. We made it.
This is Ray's least favorite chapter, which she never fails to remind me.
Remember earlier when I said that there are bouncers and crawlers and also crows, but we would meet them later?
That right there is literally the only puzzle where the height of the players matters. I can't go under that, so I have to jump over.
This also, like, the beginning feels very claustrophobic to me.
Yeah, the camera spends the whole time zoomed way in.
And then we meet... Oh, the baby Bobby saved me! You stopped. And then we get these crows, who I hate very much.
Oh, I was so close.
And that would have been such a good time, too. Oh, no.
We're fine. GG.
Thanks. Okay. Okay. Made it. Now this is where we just changed the route the other day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a pretty new change for us.
This was Mary's suggestion. Gonna go all the way around to these floating blocks out in the middle of nowhere. And he's gonna get the big one.
And that makes it much easier for Ray to get through the rest of it.
Now I can just come through. Okay, you go up. I have to get him up there, then he can jump and get me the height to get here. And then I can jump and give him the height to get there.
Easy peasy lemon
So
squeezy.
once again, just always trying to get a little extra height so you can get a little extra height so you can get a little extra height. Whew. Close one.
Yeah.
We do a lot of jumping off a levelman in this one. Okay, here is...
Probably Ray's least favorite puzzle. Again, this is not complicated. There's nothing complicated about this. It's just really, really hard to do, and we did it first try! Let's go!
It's just the margin of error on that jump is so small. Okay, we're gonna see some finny babies. Hey, babies. And now I'm gonna get on your head. Nice. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna get on your head. Ah! I'm gonna get on your head. Juke him down. You can come around. I'll get on your head. Oh, I missed him. Nope.
Just jump over him. I don't know, fam. Just jump over him. Or die. One of the two.
Whew! Did not like that. These dang homins. Okay. Ice physics!
Yeah, that's... I'm 95% sure this is just a bug. But you're supposed to be able to land on this very top platform.
Usually we can.
And sometimes it doesn't... You fall through it.
Well, that should fix it at least.
Yeah, typically dying will fix it.
And you can make the jump from the bottom, but it's very awkward. There we go.
What am I doing?
Jump on my head.
But yeah, that's a really weird thing that happens to us probably more than half the time.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Okay, and this is the second to last chapter, where we kind of... Okay, usually we kill that thing. Where we kind of put together everything we've learned to this point.
That was scary. We get to do some fun, weird gravity stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
Go away, Crow.
Oof.
There we go. Okay, I'm out.
Nice. As am I.
Cool.
That section, deceptively difficult.
Make it? Ugh,
No.
so close. Sorry. I figured I'd risk it.
You have to wait.
Yep, I know. Yeah, the sideways gravity, like, trying to jump in and slingshot yourself around is kind of fun, but tricky.
So yeah, like I mentioned, we call this chapter Final Exam because there's just sort of a combination of all the different levels, unique challenges, a little sprinkling of everything. This is enough.
Yeah, now we get that Christopher Nolan gravity again.
Mm-hmm. I know everybody really missed bubbles, so those are coming back soon.
Oh, right
Sorry.
on. Get you over.
All right.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, you know how you know that the game does, in fact, get progressively harder as you go? We're talking less and less.
True. Okay.
Okay.
These are the bubbles that we have decided it is not worth it to try and make both of us do it at the same time.
Because there's, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, of them in a row?
And they're not easy.
So instead, we just get Ray all the way over to the far end,
We get me out,
and she only has to jump into one of them.
and then he can go back.
And I have to do it all the way over again. So it's very, very slow, but it's a whole heck of a lot faster than both of us failing several times in a row.
Because if you both fail once, then you're hacked.
Mm-hmm. Because if you enter and exit those bubbles anywhere except exactly the right place, your momentum will be all kinds of screwed up.
Okay. Here's another kind of weird bubbly one. If I don't get low enough in the bubble, then I don't have enough momentum. But if I leave the bubble,
Kind of a
that's
late
not, see, that's not enough. But if I enter it too high, you know, then I fall out. That's not enough either. So
Yeah,
again,
so-
not a bad time for a donation, honestly.
Nothing complex about this puzzle. Nothing complicated at all about the execution of it. Just really, really, really difficult.
Well, nothing complex about the theory of it.
There you go.
The execution, very complex.
But that's it. That's the end of that level. And this level is actually pretty short for a final level.
But it is also the most dangerous.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can go wrong.
There's a lot of bouncers coming for us.
Nice jump. You spend most of this level running away from things.
Yeah, there's not a lot of puzzle solving here, just a lot of please don't die.
And honestly, if you don't know what's coming, I'm not sure whether it's possible to have fast enough reflexes to do this first try.
And then the
Without dying at
little
least
fins
once.
save us, which I just love. I think it's so sweet.
Yep, because you got bouncers closing in on both sides.
And in this run, we actually saw them do that once earlier, so it's not a surprise, but that's pretty rare. So I think for most people, when you first get to that ending, it's like a very special little, just sweet moment where all these little things that you thought didn't even matter actually have been there for you all along. Go on, babe. Go on, babe. Go. Kill him. Kill him. Thank you. I always feel bad whenever we squish one.
Alrighty.
Back on your head.
Yep.
One more round of runaway. And one more round of be saved by your fin friends.
They're such bros.
I love them.
Bros and sisses.
Little baby bobbies is what I often call them. Baby bobbies.
And the
We're
hero,
home free.
the happy music starts chiming in.
We're
and there's
safe.
a weird hole in the ground, but it doesn't matter because there's the wait,
level
what's
at
going
the
on?
end.
Why isn't the game over? Oh no!
Phew, we're safe. We're safe. It's over. We won. We won. It's a oh no.
Oh Lord, he coming!
Oh no. Okay, okay. Oh no, no. Phew. Time is when I kill him. High five. And then we get a mandatory dance party. Everybody dance. Otherwise our run is invalid. You have to dance. You must dance.
We're like the opposite of the town in Footloose.
You must dance.
Dancing is required. Dance. Dance.
So that's Ibob.
Yeah, thanks everyone. It's also a big PB. Go us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a really lovely game. And I like I said earlier, I think it's a nice game to casual with someone who's not a gamer, but I also think that there's a lot of, you know, really hard stuff. If you like a challenge, you would enjoy it also.
Okay, that's it for us. Thanks everyone.